In a quiet corner of Edinburgh, Scotland, a small revolution is quietly reshaping the future of construction. At a time when the global building industry faces immense pressure to cut carbon emissions and manage its colossal waste output, one company is offering a surprisingly simple yet powerful solution: a recycled brick. Meet the K-BRIQ, a building brick made entirely from recycled rubble and demolition waste. Developed by Scottish firm Kenoteq, the K-BRIQ produces up to 95% fewer carbon emissions than traditional clay-fired bricks, and it's already making waves internationally. Inside Kenoteq's production facility, bricks are not baked in massive fossil fuel-powered kilns. Instead, they are cold-pressed using a process that bypasses energy-intensive firing altogether. The result? A low-energy, low-carbon brick that looks and performs just like its traditional counterpart. Dr. Sam Chapman, co-founder and executive director of Kenoteq, explains the impact.
So the K-BRIQ really matters both nationally and internationally in helping work towards our circular economy targets and also our net zero carbon building targets. And that is because the construction industry is currently a very large impactor on carbon emissions globally. But the K-BRIQ can really help towards reducing the embodied carbon associated with new projects.
Embodied carbon, the emissions released during the manufacture, transportation, and installation of building materials, can make up more than 50% of a building's total carbon footprint. Yet it remains one of the most under-regulated areas of the industry. The K-BRIQ directly addresses that gap. Each brick is composed of over 90% recycled material: ground-up concrete, rubble, stone, and even dust from demolition sites. What you're seeing here is old bricks, old rubble, old stone, Chapman says, holding a handful of gritty aggregate.
So just taking you through a bit about what the K-BRIQ is made from. We use recycled aggregates. Now this, for all intents and purposes, looks like gravel, but actually what you're seeing here is old bricks, old rubble, old stone, and this is one of the key constituents, which is all recycled material from the construction industry.
The beauty of the K-BRIQ lies not only in its environmental credentials, but also in its engineering. Despite being made from waste, the brick performs to the same technical standards as traditional materials, and with no firing, its production uses just a fraction of the energy.
So just like a cake recipe, you need to bring your ingredients together in the correct manner. We have spent many years developing our process and this key recipe for our product, but bringing these together in our circular economy principles and not having those traditional high fossil fuel requirements means that this has the ultra low carbon credentials that the world is really after.
Lucy Black, Kenoteq's head of business development, says the K-BRIQ is redefining what sustainable construction can look like.
Traditional building materials are excavated from our Earth's finite resources. Equally, they're very high carbon. But through using recycled materials and a very low carbon, low energy production process which involves no firing, we have a unique product, but one that performs technically like a traditional building brick.
Kenoteq estimates that switching to K-BRIQs in the construction of a typical two-bedroom UK home, roughly 12,000 bricks, could reduce carbon emissions from 5.46 tons to just 0.2 tons of CO2e. That's the equivalent of taking a petrol-powered car off the road for an entire year.
Well, not only are they getting a technically performing brick, importantly, they're getting a brick that is saving construction and demolition waste from landfill. It's saving the world's finite materials from being excavated because it's made from recycled materials. And importantly, it's helping drive down carbon emissions. So you're really contributing to lowering the carbon footprint of your build, but equally on our journey to net zero globally.
And it's not just about carbon. The company highlights that construction, demolition, and excavation waste accounts for 60 to 65% of total UK waste, with 50 to 60 million tonnes coming specifically from construction and demolition. The K-BRIQ offers a tangible way to convert this waste into long-lasting infrastructure. Bricks can be made within 24 hours of waste, arriving at the factory. Even the aesthetic side hasn't been overlooked. Kenoteq offers a certified palette of 12 different colors using recycled pigments from traditional earthy tones to vibrant cyan, magenta, and yellow. We're not reliant on a single clay source, Black says. That makes our production more adaptable and our colors more creative.
So we're not reliant on a single clay source because we're using recycled materials. And to add colour to the products, we use recycled pigments. So we have a certified range of 12 colours, which range from everything from traditional earthy tones to more vibrant colours like the cyan and magenta and yellows that we have in our range.
Currently, the K-BRIQ is a premium product, priced competitively with reclaimed and specialty bricks. However, as Kenoteq scales up, its East Lothian plant is aiming to produce 2 million bricks a year, with the ability to double that as demand grows. The cost is expected to decrease. The brick is now certified for use in the UK and US, and EU approval is underway. As governments and developers globally search for ways to meet net zero targets, the timing could not be better. In a world urgently needing green solutions, Kenoteq's humble brick may be a cornerstone, quite literally, of a low-carbon future. For more inspiring and game-changing stories like this one, subscribe to DRM News and hit the bell icon so you never miss a breakthrough.